Hello, replay watchers. Bridget will be right back. She went to go get some yarn. We're getting ready to get started here. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Here comes Bridget. She got her yarn. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know, let me know. Can you hear us? Loud, clear. Okay. There's an echo. I have no idea why.
I'm not hearing an echo at all.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Oh, she had us on 2 tabs. Okay. Scared me, Frizzy. Scared me. Okay, it's like, man, don't even. I don't know how to do this technology stuff, and every time that happens, I have an anxiety attack. I'm having Candy Joe on next Thursday because of the debacle that happened last time. Her and Diana D's going to be right after the dib sale. I got to make up for that mess that I had with them guys. Good Lord. The piggy's awake. He was was taking a nap. There's that little piggy. Oh my God, I want a piggy. Mark would kill me if I got a piggy. Oh my goodness. Oh no, you're good, Frizzy. I was just freaking like, oh, no way, man. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chilling in the Yarn Room. I'm Dee. This is Queen's Crafts. What, wrong way? Queen's Crafts by Bridget, a very talented lady and one of my friends. And I hope you guys go over and subscribe to her because you will love her. And look, she even has a little piggy. I love it so much.
Lately, I think she's the real star of Queen's Crafts. I'm sorry, but she gets more views than I do.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? If I had my dogs on here all the time, they probably would too. Aw, I want to snuggle with your piggy. Aw.
Getting nothing out of that arm, I tell you.
Well, I'm gonna talk about something before me and Bridget get going. As some of you probably know, my daughter's been really bad sick. And I'm going to explain to you what happened with her for a reason, okay? I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. What I'm trying to do is, you'll see. Okay, so my daughter, Judy, is very athletic. She was second in women's boxing in Michigan. She used to run track. She did the high hurdles. Oh my gosh, the amazing. 14 miles every morning she ran before work. I mean, this was a very fit. She had a 12-pack, not even a 6-pack. She had a 12-pack on her stomach. Very athletic girl. About 6 years ago, she had her gallbladder taken out. And ever since she had her gallbladder taken out, she's been sick. She's lost weight. She's lost muscle mass. She spent most of her day vomiting, to be totally honest with you. Okay, not to get graphic, but I have to in this case. She's been really, really bad sick for a long time, to the point where I would beg her to go to the doctor. 4 years ago, her doctor retired. And if you guys know anything about my daughter's hearing impaired. So she would go to a new doctor, and then she'd come back and she'd say, that one didn't understand a word I said. I don't know what that guy's talking about. She's cussing. She's like a truck driver, right? She's all mad. She don't like this doctor. Move on to the next one. That woman wouldn't even listen to me. She wouldn't pay attention. Nobody has translators. I'm so mad. Blah, blah, blah. This has been going on for 4 years. And she's been getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker, to the point where I was scared to death because we have cancer on both sides of our family. You know, she has cancer on both sides of her family, her father, and then myself. And that I was scared to death. That's what it was. Well, her father, her brother, and herself all have real high white counts. They always have. And so that makes it even scarier because you never know. Okay. You'll have a high white count if you have cancer, if you didn't know. And my daughter's was always kind of high, you know, but we knew that that was a part of their family, his family's thing. They all had it. Okay, so that brings us to the present day. My daughter, Max, came home from school. He stays in a dorm Monday through Friday, and he's home on the weekends. And Max came home early with the flu. Judy got the flu, my daughter, got the flu from Max and got violently ill. And when I say violently ill, when I talked to her on the phone, I was crying and begging her to go to the hospital. And people say I'm stubborn. Oh no, I pale in comparison to this girl. I taught her to be independent. So because I knew life was going to be hard for her, not being able to hear. And so I taught her to be independent, but I think I kind of went overboard. Okay. So she is like, oh my goodness, she's like a tyrant when she doesn't want to listen to you. So the last time I talked to her on the phone, we always do FaceTime, obviously. And she's laying on her couch and she couldn't even open her eyes. And she lifted her head off of the pillow and she goes, Mom, I've got the flu. I said, Judy, this flu doesn't last 2 weeks. She'd been out of work, which never happens. And she could barely lift her head off the pillow. So I messaged her best friend, who's also hearing impaired, and her name's Lala. And I said, Lala, will you do me a favor? I said, will you please take Judy to the hospital? And she said, I try, Dee. I try, but she's so stubborn. I said, she's got to go. Something's bad wrong. So Lala made a pact with Judy that night that if she didn't feel better by morning, that she would let her take her to the ER. Okay, so Lala gets there the next morning, literally has to carry my daughter to the car. She can't move. She can't walk, nothing. Takes her to the car. They take her to the ER and she is septic. Okay. Her kidneys had failed. She had infection in her throat, her lungs, her blood, her kidneys, her bladder, her liver, and her intestine. The only thing that was not infected with bacteria was her heart. Thank the Lord. Okay. So basically, she was on the verge of death, and the doctor told her, you could die at any moment. We have to do this emergency thing. Okay. And what they did was they had to give her 38 shots in her stomach, literally her stomach, you know, the stomach inside you. 38 shots. She wouldn't tell me what hospital she was in. Yeah, I'm her mother. She won't even tell me what hospital she was in. So the doctor tells her, 4 doctors come in besides her doctor. They 2 on each side of her. And they all have all these shots, all these injections. And the doctor tells her the first set is just like a regular shot. It's going to prick, no big deal. The second shot's going to burn like fire. But the third shot is going to make you scream. So do you want me to tie down your hands and feet? And my daughter's like, oh, no, don't tie down my hands and feet. And she holds on to the headboard of the bed. So here's 4 doctors. They've got 2 injections, 1 in each hand, and they start at it. She said the first ones weren't bad. The second ones, oh my gosh, she said, felt like her skin was on fire. And she said the third ones Mom, she said it was worse than natural childbirth. Her stomach swelled out. I don't know what it was, antibiotics, steroids, and something else. And I don't know what the something else is. So her stomach all swelled out. She was in the hospital for a couple days, still not telling me or her father where she's at. The only person that knew was Lala, and Lala was sworn to secrecy, which I'm still a little irritated with her about that. Don't you ever do that to me again, Lala. Anyways, they let her come home. Well, then the doctor called and said, Judy, you need to come back. This was on Tuesday when I was supposed to be on Crystal's live. I had no idea. This was 20 minutes before the live, and said, Judy, you have to come back for a bunch of tests right now. Get in the car. Come now. Have somebody drive you. So she went back. I'm trying to get her to tell me what hospitals, because she has several around her, and she won't tell me. And I'm freaking out so bad it doesn't even dawn on me. to call and try to find out. But I didn't know her doctor's name. I didn't know. She kept telling me, Mom, I'm way north of you. Don't worry about it. I'll have Lala let you know what's going on. And she kept blowing me off and hanging up on me. And if I'd call and say, what's going on? She'd just look at me and go, and hang up. Like, I'm okay. Hang up. I'm okay. Hang up. Okay, so this has been going on all week, okay? So she goes to get, he tells her, bring something to do because we're going to do a bunch of blood work and we're not waiting a week for the results. It's going to take 3 or 4 hours to get the results. We're going to emergency him through. He says, bring clothing because depending on what the blood work says, you may have to stay again. Okay. Yeah. You called Mom at hospital. I'm scared. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I called Mom at hospital and she scared me. Judy, is that you? You little butt. I couldn't sleep too. Yes, my daughter's sneaking in here under or something. Okay, maybe not. She's saying hello to Zoila. I don't know that my daughter knows Zoila. Okay, anyway, she couldn't sleep. She's in the hospital and they're waiting on the test results. The test results come back and the doctor says you can go home, gives her a bunch more medication, but tells her in the meantime, the 3 hour or 4 hours that she's waiting for the results, she says you can stay on the phone with me. So I'm FaceTiming with my daughter. She gets the results. The doctor says she can go home, but he says that her white count is 29.8. And they have to run a whole bunch of cancer screening on her. Okay, so we get the results on Saturday. Needless to say, I'm a little anxiety ridden over it. In the meantime, my daughter puts out a video on Facebook, which she wants me to share with all of you. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. But this is the reason I'm telling you this whole big story. In the video, I find out that my daughter drinks Monster drink from morning till night. That the doctor says that when she had her gallbladder out, there must have been some bacteria that came out during the healing process, and that the sugar in that drink was feeding the bacteria. And over the years that she's been sick, it's been growing and growing and growing throughout her body. Not going to doctor's appointments, not having tests done, all this stuff because her doctor retired. I would see her and her face would just be white and I'd be like, Judy, she's losing like an alarming amount of weight, like skinny, like too skinny, like scaring me. And I thought, well, maybe she's anorexic or something, maybe that's what it is. So I'm trying to, in a kind way, approach it that way. And she says, no, Mom, I eat. That's not the problem. I eat. She's a vegan. She's a vegan. But she says, no, Mom, I eat every day. Don't worry about that. I eat. Well, I find out in the video that she's been drinking this energy drink from morning till night every day because she owns her own landscaping company and she runs maintenance at a senior citizens condominium complex. And so she works 2 jobs. She gets done with one, she goes to the next one. And just because you're landscaping in the winter, you're still shoveling, putting salt down. She was still repairing things in these people's houses and whatnot. So she's going to work for 2 weeks this sick, okay? Because she can't afford not to. So I find out during the video that she's drinking these energy drinks and that she eats candy from morning till night, blah, blah, blah. And that is what caused the bacteria to grow. So if you guys didn't know, bacteria feeds off of sugar. And if you've had an operation or whatever and you consume a lot of sugar, you could possibly be giving yourself an infection. Okay? So my daughter put out this video saying that she was ashamed of herself, that she never told anyone. Only some friends of hers knew, and they always yelled at her about it and about the fact that she almost died because of it. And yes, Judy is an incredibly strong woman. unbelievable. And she wants me to put the video on my YouTube channel because she said, Mom, I think it will save people. And she talks about what would have happened to her if, what would have happened to Max if something happened to her, and about how she's stubborn and she's ashamed of herself. She even takes you out to her truck and shows you her truck bed, and there's probably 200 empty cans of energy drink in it. Anyways, I'm giving you the preview of I'm talking about it now because, once again, my daughter's hearing impaired. She does speak, but you might not be able to catch some of the gist of what she's saying unless you heard this story first. And I promised her I didn't want to be honest with you, because I was afraid of her getting ridiculed or something. You know how YouTube are sometimes. And she said, Mom, no, this could save someone's life. My daughter's video went viral in 2 hours, and she was on the deaf news. So apparently there is a lot of people out there that drink these energy drinks. And this is my warning to you. Don't put your mother through this. Anyways, I'm going to put the video out tomorrow. Again, I will, kind of reiterate what she's saying in the video, but just be watching out for it. And if you are a large consumer of sugar or energy drinks, you need to watch this video that I put out tomorrow. I promised her I'd do it, and I'm going to do it. Against some of my better judgment, I really don't want to, but I'm going to do it. And if I see one negative comment, you're out. You're out of I'm done. I don't want to see one negative comment. My daughter needs love and support and respect right now. And like I said, I'm sorry to bring this up now, but I'm going to put the video. I promised her I'd put it out tomorrow. And so I wanted to, for my family that come here, for my people that I love and love me, I wanted you to know what was going on. Saturday, we should have the results back on all the cancer screenings. But as of right now, she is home and taking care of herself. She hasn't had an energy drink. I don't want to mention the name too much because I'll get in trouble, but she hasn't had an energy drink in, as of today, 9 days. And she told me this morning that her head is not cloudy anymore and she doesn't feel crabby and all of this kind of stuff. So apparently that's really been affecting her mental capacity as well. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. I'm going to be putting the video. Oh, yes. Oh, Max is here. Max, thanks for prayers for my mother. Yes. My grandson is here. That's Max that you see in the chat. And this was very scary for all of us. And the fact that she's so stubborn and wouldn't even let her mom and dad know what hospital she was in was insane. And I never, ever want to have to go through this again. And I certainly don't want any of my friends to go through this. If one of your children is drinking a lot of energy drinks, stop it. Stop them. They get the slightest little bacteria and it will grow to the point of my daughter being septic and on the verge of death, to the point where they had to give her 38 shots in her stomach in a matter of minutes of her being in the hospital. So please, please avoid sugar as much as you possibly can. I know we can't totally avoid it, but avoid it as much as you can. But definitely avoid energy drinks. They are so bad for you. My daughter drinks them because coffee makes her have to use the bathroom, and a lot. And well, yeah, she had bacteria in her intestines and everything else. So everything was making her sick. She couldn't eat. She'd be in vomiting. She could, whatever. I mean, just one thing after another. And I watched my very healthy, very athletic, very muscular daughter get very thin and weak and sickly. And not tell anyone that she was doing this. And so I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, tomorrow I'll drop the video. Yes, prayers are welcome. Please, love, light, and prayers. Good vibes for my daughter, healing, and for the test results on Saturday. This was very, very scary, and I hope that none of you ever have to go through this. Okay, so that's done. So now let's get in a positive mood here. Sorry about that, but I had to before I put the video out, or you guys may not have understood what the whole thing was about. I promised her I would put it up. She absolutely believes that this is going to save lives. And evidently the news does too, because she's on the Deaf News, and her video went viral in 2 hours. So evidently this is a hot topic, and there must be a lot more people out there drinking these things than I thought. So anyways, back to the program, chilling in the yarn room with my friend Bridget, who is so talented. Bridget's got a little piggy, if you're wondering. That's not a kitty or a doggy. That is a piggy. Tell us about your piggy, Bridget.
She's also not a loaf of raisin bread.
Somebody thought it was a loaf of raisin bread. Okay, that's a new one.
Commented on one of my videos. They said I had to click because I swore that you were cradling a loaf of raisin bread.
Oh, somebody must have been hungry.
Well, that's a funny colored loaf of raisin bread. I've never seen a.
No, me neither. Anyways. Diane Major says her eyes are so bad it looks like a cat. I said I knew somebody was going to think it was a cat or a dog. It's not. It's a little piggy, and isn't it cute?
She is 6 weeks old, approximately 6, 7 weeks old. She'll be 7 weeks old this week. She's a Cooney Coon Juliana. Her mom was half Coon Coon, half Juliana. Juliana is like the smallest breed pig. Coon Coon is just one step above, right around the same size.
So then she's going to be like a miniature pig when she's at full grown level. Oh, how cool.
25, 30, 35 pounds at the most.
Oh, wow.
About the same size of one of your babies running around the house.
Yeah, they're about 25 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of my babies, I found out that my dog Gypsy's puppies are due on my birthday, the 24th of March. Yeah, so awesome birthday present. I get little puppies. I'm so happy.
Puppies are the best birthday present. Well,
they're so cute. Next to piggies, yeah. I would really like a piggy. I really would.
They are a lot of fun. The only thing you really need to watch out for, especially if you have dogs that are smaller, is because pigs, in history have been the prey animal. They will get rude with dogs. They get a little aggressive. So you do have to, obviously she's been raised with dogs,
right.
Dogs in her first house, there's dogs in this house, there's cats in this house, and she has played with them. They have played with her. We've had a great game of chase going on in the house. It was wonderful. But when the dogs get a little where they're playing and she thinks it's a little too rough, she will let them know. And even at her tiny size, she backs the dog down.
Wow.
Little pig like this can actually back down a donkey.
Wow, that's incredible. I love that.
That's so cool. Pig-headed is definitely a thing.
I would call that bad word. That's what I would call that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And she loves snuggles. That's one of her favorite things in the world, next to eating.
She's small but fierce. Exactly. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say hello. I had to get that out about the daughter. So, Bridget, oh my gosh, she's a multi-talented woman. I've showed you guys her bags when I've gotten them. She also spins yarn. She dyes yarn. She crochets. This woman even made her own wedding dress, y'all. I mean, multi-talented lady. And Bridget, you got any of your makes or anything around you can share with the group?
Well, I have my bags.
Oh yeah, show them. Bridget sells her bags. She'll tell you how to go about it. But she makes and even sometimes custom makes bags, and she sells them. So if you're interested, she'll explain to you. Okay, go ahead.
You can find me or, my bags, my yarn, the Royal Celebration boxes are all available on queenscraftsbybridget.com. It's real easy, the channel name at .com. Otherwise, you can email me if you're live in the US and you're a fan of free shipping. I do suggest that you email me directly and order what you want. If you don't have a problem paying shipping, order from the website. We do it that way because every month I have to pay for the website. So
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I can get
Yeah.
a little bit of a discount when it's not on there. But this is my royal cake sack. Our friend Jude would call this the star bottom bag because if you look at the bottom,
Beautiful. Yeah.
very pretty star shape. This one here was designed specifically to hold your great big cakes, like your Karen big cakes, that don't fit inside of a cake cozy. I'm a big fan of working from a cake. I don't generally work from the ball of yarn. I cake it up and
Yeah,
work from
I like cakes too.
and so I use my cake cozies so that when they collapse, they don't and yarn barf all over the place. Well, the great big cakes, generally it's hard to find a cake cozy big enough for them, hence the cake sack. That way,
Awesome
no matter
idea.
what project
Love
goes,
that. Love that idea.
is protected.
And Mama G would like to remind you all of what we always say, that if you don't have a Bridget bag, then you can't sit at the cool kids table at lunch. Just saying. Just saying. Diane Major says, but I do have a bag. Beth Scott said she'd like to get a custom bag soon, Bridget.
Yeah, I'm
So I'm
always
my girl.
Yeah, I love making the custom bags because I know for sure when I'm making that bag, it's not going to sit here on a shelf being unloved.
Yep.
It breaks my heart when a bag sits here for more than a month. I'm like, I don't
All
think
right.
it's a sad thing against me or anything. It's like, oh, that poor bag. It's so beautiful. It should be out there in the world, but here it is, lonely on a shelf. But this is one of the styles. I also have a tote style bag and a zippered tote style bag. I will be premiering a new style here very soon. Not that I need more styles because, I've got way too much to select from now, but, people like different things. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where things need to be. And I get bored, especially with the tote style bags. I'm not a fan. Other people really like them. They're not my
Yeah, like Mama G's Rusty uses it as an everyday bag. I mean,
right.
she takes it everywhere with her. I mean, you don't have to use it just for yarn, guys. These are tote bags that you could use as an actual purse. You could use it as, if you don't have bags in your community for groceries or what. I mean, you could use it for whatever. They're very well made, very strong. That she lines them. They're beautiful bags.
Now, my tote style, zipper tote style, and the Japanese dot bags come in 4 different sizes. We have small, medium, large, and blanket bag or extra large. This is a medium bag and it will hold 3 of the medium size red hearts or 4 of the smaller ones. And what I like about it is if I drop that bag, right? And I bend over and I'm not paying attention and I pick it up upside down. Look at that. No zippers, no buttons, no clasps,
Yeah.
but my bag's not going anywhere. And because I have social anxiety and going to like a flea market or shopping sometimes, will overwhelm me to the point where I'm like, oh God. But you know what? I have to be out there. I need the things that I need to go and get, right? And no one can pick my vegetables for me. I'm sorry, just so I either have to be very, very anxious in the store or not go, or I can take my bag with me, put it on my arm, run my project through the hole, and I can knit and crochet as I walk around, calm my anxiety down, focus on what I'm doing, but still know what's going on around me because, pickpockets and everything else. But my bag's not going anywhere. My project's not going anywhere. I'm calmed down because I have that need
Yeah.
covered.
I always say that all the time. Us, crafters in general, but us crocheters, knitters, whatever, that is our way to release that anxiety, to focus on what we're doing and it helps to calm. That's why I love crafting. It calms me from my mind going in 50 different places and all the things that I deal with on a daily. That's why I'm always crafting. But yeah, that's an excellent idea to be able to take that with you shopping or whatever. And still, and people with social anxiety, I got it, so I get it. They could really benefit from that. That's a great idea, Bridget.
Yeah, I really like that. And granted, you're not going to get rows upon rows done while you're out there, right? But it's just enough to keep your
Yeah,
mind.
you're not gonna whip out a blanket, but you're gonna get a few stitches in that'll keep you calmer.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's
Like,
awesome. Love that.
or let's see. Oy. We have hook and needle bags. Now, these have yarn in them. A lot of people do use them as yarn bags, but they were originally designed to hold your hooks and your needles. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't necessarily want my notions flying around the bottom of my bag. So there's a notions pouch in all of my sets. And then, I also don't want my hooks or my needles floating around my bags. So I got these, and these, the hook and needle bag, you can get in drawstring, you can get in snaps, or you can get zippered, depending on how you like it. But a lot of people use them as a small, I'm making a sock project, I'm making a pair of socks project type bag.
Yeah.
And then this
Are you
one
doing
here,
a granny
another one.
squares? You're doing a granny square. You know what I mean? It's just small, something small. Yeah.
This
Here's my
one,
latest Bridget bag. And yes, I custom picked out the fabric with the mushrooms. It has the really nice, sturdy, and it has a lining. This one has a zipper. This is the medium size. I showed this before, but I love it so much. This is what my next project's going to go in if I leave the house. If I leave the house. No, I left the house today. So, and then you get one of these little, where you can draw it tight. Notions pouches inside. It's just the perfect size. She's got her little tag on it. Very professional, very nicely made. This is not junk. This is not junk bags. These are awesome, very professionally made bags.
and then we have the takeout bag, which is hands down my very favorite bag. This bag brings me so much joy. We call it the takeout bag because it quite resembles a Chinese takeout box.
Oh yeah, it does. I didn't think about that. You're right.
Now, I originally designed this for socks, so you can put a 100-gram cake in here plus your 50-gram cake, and you can do your two-tone socks if you like. But it also works great for hats or a one cake project. I like to put mine. I carry one of these at all times in my pocketbook. I have a pair of socks in it, so whenever I'm out, and I didn't realize that when I got to the pharmacy that my medicine wasn't going to be ready, even though they texted me 3 days ago saying it was ready. I can sit down for 15 minutes and knit and not worry about I'm wasting time, you know. So I have one of these with me all the time. And then we have my teeny tiny bag, which this is my 100-gram cake bag, otherwise a single sock bag. And these are also great for inside your regular project bag or inside your pocketbook, just to have an emergency ball of yarn with you.
It's so funny how we all get that. The emergency ball. You guys know what she's talking about. The emergency ball of yarn. Yes, we got that.
Of course, of course. And now these aren't as pretty because they're not hanked up right now. I caked them so that I could check the yardage, and then I didn't re-hank them. But these are on the website so you can see them all hanked up. These are hand-dyed, hand-spun yarns.
Aren't they pretty? Look at, look at, look at. Oh,
This is some very pretty pastels. We got greens and blues, pinks, purples, yellows, and peaches.
I love that. I forget what you call it. You were teaching Crystal and Katie how to do it. The, you know what I'm talking about? That technique where it's
Oh,
like,
the chain fly?
yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
I love chain fly.
Oh,
That's
it's so pretty, so pretty.
one of my favorite things, especially because you can get self-striping yarn by chain flying.
Yeah.
I actually did one, and then I crocheted up a small cowl with it.
Now, Bridget, do you also sell your yarn?
I do. I sell my hand-dyed yarn, I sell my hand-spun yarn, and I also have what are known as the Royal Celebration boxes. And a Royal Celebration box is sort of like a Christmas Advent box, but better, way better. You get a set of bags. So you get a medium bag, a notions pouch, a hook and needle bag, and I think there was one other bag with it if I remember correctly, but I'll have to look. And then you get 30 days of minis and
Oh,
one day with a full hank or a full braid, because I offer these not only for fiber, but for yarn as well. And you pick, when you order one of these boxes, you tell me, I like teals, blues, and purples, or whatever it is you like. Now, I cannot guarantee that I am going to get spot on these colors because I do dye with kitchen safe dyes, not the Dharma acid dyes or anything like that. So my colors aren't spot on, gorgeous, striking like yours, but they're still very beautiful. And then I'm writing a pattern. I tested it out myself, and made it. There's a pattern that goes with the box so that if you decide to make one up yourself, you can. If you want to make something else, of course, I'm not the yarn police. Make with your yarn what you want.
right.
But it is
That's an
available.
awesome idea. I love that. That's really cool.
But I found it real quick, so I wanted to show you. This is my chain plied self-striping.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Beautiful.
I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah, that is really, really pretty. And it's also my colors, so and there's that. If he's wanting to get rid of it or anything. Hint, hint. No, I'm teasing. I got enough. I'm teasing. Everybody's loving it. How much do you charge for your boxes? Linda Padella
Oh,
wants to know.
oh goodness. I will have to look because I don't remember. I have
Now, keep in mind, this is handmade bags, hand spun yarn, hand dyed yarn. I'm sure she's not charging $20 for the box. Do you know what I'm saying? So keep in mind that everything in this box is handmade from the from the start, handmade by Bridget.
getting all this stuff off my computer, so my computer understands that I'm trying to do something.
Everybody coming in. Hi, everybody. I didn't get to say hello to. The yarn you dyed for Angela Wright was a chain ply I did. Oh, okay. That's why it was so different. Oh my goodness. I did not realize that. Okay. Oh, I would like to say also too, Paula messaged me earlier. I think she said it in the chat, but she went to the doctor today and they are no more pacemaker.
Awesome.
I know, isn't that cool? And Zoila, my girl, is back, so she must be feeling better.
We've been worried about her. I'm glad to see her back.
Yeah.
The yarn boxes are $3.25, and now that is, like I said, 30 days of minis and 1 day of, a full hank. And I think see my fiber one up here. I'm gonna have to ask Steve about it if it got moved.
Ganny Joe wants to know if all the fabric choices that are up on your website, are they still available?
Yes.
Yes, they are, Ganny Joe. Okay. All right, show us something that you crocheted if you got anything like that handy. I know you do, girl, because you're a crochet maniac or a knitting maniac, whatever. So.
Well, I've got a whip sitting here.
That'll work. I got a whip sitting here too. So I started my honeybee rugs for my kitchen. I just had it folded in half.
So
It was folded in half, but I started my rugs for my kitchen. What is that?
this is a bobbin bonanza.
Oh yeah, where you have to hang all the different I've never tried that. Oh my Lord.
This
And
will be a stormtrooper blanket when I am done.
Wow, that's awesome, Bridget. Look how perfect the lettering is. Oh my gosh.
That's a paid for pattern. I designed a Darth Vader one myself a few years ago and sold one and made one for the king because he's a mega Star Wars fan. I am as well, but
yeah, I love Star Wars too.
One longer. But so I designed him a Star Wars blanket. My friend really liked it, so I made him the Darth Vader one. And now he came back and said, "Hey, I need a stormtrooper blanket." And I said, "Hey, I need 250." He said, "All right."
Cool.
So here we are making stormtroopers.
I don't tell you, she is wicked talented, isn't she? Oh my gosh, right?
Well, I got a basket full of wearables I can grab real quick.
Yeah, do that. And Mima D wants to know, is that a C to C, Bridget?
Yes, that's a C to C.
How you feeling, Mel? Yeah, Bridget mails all over the world. She'll mail anywhere. You just have to discuss it with her, so.
This one here is one of my designs, and I actually have a tutorial for this one. This is a tank top.
Oh, I like the stitch at the bottom. That's pretty.
That's the cable stitch down there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And both of the straps
are well. Oh, yeah. That's nice. If you haven't gathered by now, Bridget's favorite color is pink.
Telling lies. Woman, how dare you?
I'm seeing a bunch of folks in here that I know have not been feeling well, and they're back in the life here. Don't forget your tummies, everybody, which is awesome. I'm so glad to see you guys. I know a lot of you have not been feeling well, and I'm seeing Mel, and I know Diane wasn't feeling well, and Zoila, and Mama G hasn't been well this week either. She hasn't been feeling too good. I mean, I'm seeing all these people. Thank you for coming. I hope you're all feeling well. Most beautiful color in the world is pink. Linda Fisk agrees with you.
That's right. And then we have this one here. Now there is a shawl.
Oh, that's cool.
But this is not a shawl. This is a shirt. And
Really? That's cool, Bridget.
Yeah, I seen the shawl.
Cool.
That's a cute pattern, but I could make it way cuter. So I gave it a little bit of flair.
A little bit. You're like me. You start something and it ends up being something totally different.
You know,
super cute.
And I like the, the shoulder out look, that little,
Right. That's awesome. I love that.
I just want to show a little,
It's your husband's birthday and all, That is lovely. I love that. And that's the great big pineapple stitch there in the center for the body. And I love it so much.
And this is all hand-dyed yarn. I use 3 different dyers. But I did all hand-dyed yarn because I'm sorry, way too many crocheters don't realize that they're worth it.
Yeah, I'm one of those, actually.
You've got to use the pretty yarn.
I'm starting to look, I made something out of my own hand-dyed.
I'm proud of you.
I'm giving it away, but I did make it. It's a shawl.
It's gorgeous.
And this is out of my hand-dyed. It's that burgundy and pinky colors. I mean, I made it for a giveaway, but nevertheless, I did use my own yarn. Made it soft. I'm so proud of this. It was so nice to work with. It's so soft. I was so proud of it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. You don't realize that the stuff that you make is really good unless you use it. Duh.
For sure. And
Thank you.
A shell stitch tank top.
Oh, that's pretty too. I love stitches with texture. I love to make stitches with texture.
Yes. Yeah, hey, that's my toe, you turkey.
Linda, that was my DK Superwash Merino 19.5 micron is what this is made out of. This right here. Man, is it soft. And I made a shawl recently out of Noro. And Noro's considered a bougie yarn. I get it. It's made in Japan, whatever, and it's considered bougie. And it's made by this little family company and all that. But honestly, it's not the softest yarn in the world to work with. But I did make a virus shawl out of Noro. And then after making the virus shawl out of the Noro, I put the tags on it so I knew what I was talking about. After I made the virus shawl out of the Noro, I used my own yarn. I was like, oh yeah, this is like butter. So.
I think that's like a Noro thing though, because
that's the brand.
But I did use the Noro fiber and it was really felted. And like everybody that I've heard that spun that Noro fiber has been like, man, it's really felted. Now it spun some beautiful stuff.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it is a very rough wool. And like, for instance, this is just for instance, that took 2 balls of Noro to make that virus shawl. It's not overly huge or anything. That's $50 a ball. So that was $100 in yarn to make that virus shawl. Yeah. And of course I'm giving it away, but the fact is that I much rather have used the Superwash Merino. I'm just being honest, I'm a texture person, this is not overly huge. And this is $100 of the yarn. It's that bougie stuff.
But I mean, if you're going to sell it and make any money, you've got to charge at least $300 for that.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, the price of that, because I don't know. I just like soft yarn. I'm being prejudiced, I guess. I just like soft yarn. So
we're I don't know. I've been accused of being a yarn snob. I don't think I am. I know what I like for what I like to make. If I'm gonna make a blanket, sure, I'll grab the red heart. I'll grab the big box store yarn, not every single time.
yeah, me
Um,
too. I have a room full of Herstners and Caron and Red Heart and Lion Brand. I have a room full of it. I have bougie yarn, small amounts of it here and there, little things I bought here, or some ice yarn, or some, yarn art, or, my favorite was Blue Herring, and they went out of business. So there's that. And, but it's really hard for me to use it. Like I go, well, I got all this other yarn, that I like working with. Why do I got to use that? It's like ridiculous, ridiculous. And I'm starting to come out of that. I'm starting to realize that, you could go in any minute. What's going to happen? Your yarn's going to end up at the thrift store from your kids or whatever. That's what's going to happen. So it's like, use the bougie yarn. Just use it. So I'm starting to use my bougie yarn, which, by the way, yours is sitting over here that you spun for me, because as soon as I get done making the projects I'm making for my podiversary, that's my next project. So yeah, I'm going to use it, Bridget. I promise you, it took me forever, but I'm going to use it.
I love it. I love seeing it used up. Matter of fact, Antoinette Lasang
Yes.
used
Mama G calls her lasagna.
yeah, I always feel bad because I can't say her. Feel like I'm not saying it right because I've heard it so many ways.
Oh, Antoinette's got an attitude and a sense of humor. She's fine.
But she won one of my hand spun yarns, I believe, at Mama G's, and then I had a colorway was dyed specifically for me, and she mixed that colorway, not knowing that colorway was dyed for me, and the yarn that I spun, and she made a shawl with it. And I tell you what, every time that comes up on my memories on Facebook and I see that post again, I sit and I just cry. Not happy, of course, but because it's such a beautiful project, and she did that yarn. Oh, she did something with that yarn.
That's awesome. I know, it's like I've been telling everybody, like, we've been doing the dib sales. I've done them off and on throughout the 3 years I've been on YouTube, but, me and Mama G's been doing the dib sales the first Thursday of the month, if you guys don't know. And I'm like, I want to see what you guys are making with the yarn you're buying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the beauty. Like, I had no idea that yarn was going to look like that until I used it.
Right.
I had no idea. I just know that I have fun dyeing yarn and, and watching the colors blend and doing my little tricks and do my little whatevers. And, but I don't really use it. So I've not really seen it worked up. So it's cool to use your own yarn. Bridget, you're teaching me that. I've got to use my own yarn, and I'm going to use yours as soon as I get my podiversary stuff done. So,
well, and I guess the way I look at it, especially if you're going to dye yarn and sell it, to me, anyways, maybe it's just a personal thing. If I walk up on a booth, let's say at a yarn market, right, and they have gorgeous hanks of yarn hanging up, but no projects with that yarn, I'm not buying at that booth.
Yeah, I hear you.
Want to see what your yarn, because not all yarn dye, it's not created equal, like not everybody's on that same level. Not saying that, I'm here or I'm not ranking myself anywhere. I just know that sometimes if you get a hank of yarn from a dyer and then you crochet it, you end up with a muddy mess. And
it just dawned on
me, and the pooling of the colors, and
it just dawned on me. It says D and Mark, and I've got my giveaway stuff going across. I'm using my phone, so I have no idea how to turn it off. I'm gonna see. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this off of here. How do you do that? Okay, did that one. Yay, there. I'm so sorry. Went through half this thing and we didn't even have our names up there correctly. I just dawned on me. I was watching the thing go by. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? I don't usually use my phone for lives. I use my computer. So,
Right.
yes, please share your projects with me that you make out of my yarn. I would love, love, love to see them. Because, like I said, I don't claim to be a professional dyer. I don't claim to be a professional anything. I'm just playing around just like you guys, but I'm finding that I'm getting better at it as I play. And, I don't, like I said, I don't claim to be a professional, but I would definitely love to see anything that you guys, make out of the yarn. That would be so cool. No problem, Jen. As Mama G would say, Bendy Jen. She says she's going to the tree house, but she's still listening.
Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing something you made be utilized, whether that's yarn you dyed being turned into something beautiful, a bag that was made being used to carry around something beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When someone posts like on my Facebook page, I got my bag today, I'm just like, I run around the house dancing like it's the first one that ever happened, like every single time is just as exciting, to have someone have their bag or like when someone new that hasn't really heard about me that much or hasn't gotten to have one yet, and they get that first one and they see what everyone's been talking about and that giddy and that joy in there that they have.
That's so cool. And someone asked me if I dye cotton. I tried dyeing cotton for my very first time last dib sale. I bought a whole bunch more undyed cotton. As a matter of fact, I went to Michael's today and bought some dyes for it and all that stuff. So yes, there will be cotton yarn for those of you that have an aversion to wool. There will be cotton yarn at the dib sale. And I will make sure that it's kept separate and all that stuff for the people with allergies. So yes, there will be cotton yarn.
Fun. I got to dye up some cotton here pretty quick. I got a Royal Celebration box going out in cotton.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. You can do it in cotton as well as the wool. That's cool.
Yeah, I use different dyes, of course. As you know, you can't use the same dyes.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Because I can do it right outside, it doesn't bother me as bad as like pouring those chemicals down my sink. I just try to make sure I catch everything, and then I'll put it in I collect all the water into a bucket and I take it off, and we have a place at the dump that they collect icky water.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I'm so glad you like Mama G. Oh, Anastasia talked to Mama G about what she made her. That's super cool. Be right back. Ellie says she'll be right back. Yeah, I'm so happy Zoila's back. I'm so glad you're feeling better, Zoila. And you were supposed to call me. Just saying. Oh, the little baby. I want to show you something else I've been doing. On Saturday, we're having like a little celebration for St. Patrick's Day. Because you guys know I'm a quarter Irish, so I always kind of celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I'm not a beer drinker, like the green beer drinking kind of person, but I do celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We usually have corned beef and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I had this idea. Okay, I love nutcrackers. Okay, I've said that a million times. Love them. And it's because I repurpose them more so than for the Christmas idea. I repurpose nutcrackers. And I went to Hobby Lobby and got it on the 98% off sale. And then I had Crystal's Mima, Patricia. She got me a bunch of nutcracker stuff and all that kind of Zoila. Sorry, dude. Anyways, So I had this idea for my St. Patrick's Day Saturday. It's not done, but I kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm turning the nutcrackers. This was all just wood. It was just wood. I love nutcrackers. And I turned him into, he's not done, but he's a leprechaun. And he's got a gold coin around his neck. And I'm still working on his face right now. And I put, little 4-leaf clovers on him. And he's got one as his belt buckle. And I put a ribbon. And I'm doing some painting. There's shiny beads on his shoes, if you could see little nubs. But anyways, so I'm turning some of the nutcrackers that I got from Mima and that I got myself. And I'm turning them into leprechauns. And they're going to be in giveaways on next Saturday. So, and I see you have a nutcracker as well.
The king is obsessed. So I got a bear one. Now this is all mine. That's as much painting as you'll see me do.
Yeah.
I don't do like flat paintings, but I paint on stuff like this or concrete. I like doing that.
Yeah, this one was bare wood too. Yeah, I'm just starting to get the rest of it done. But yeah.
It's and I would have so much fun, and we would get in so much trouble.
I know, right?
You have every craft available ever.
I do. I pretty much do. Yeah. I have a bear nutcracker that is 4 foot tall.
Oh, I'm jelly.
Guess what I'm going to do with it, though? I'm turning it into a chief. I'm turning his hat into a Native American chief. I'm going to go around his big hat with feathers, and he's going to be a chief. I decided. And I already got a corner in my living room where he's going, but he's 4 foot tall bare wood. So when you guys see it, it started out as bare wood, or I'll show it or something. But yeah, my mind goes other places. It's not just Christmas, St. Patrick's Day. It's my native, stuff and whatever. So. I'm joining the party if you two ever get together. Deborah Richardson, she's like, you two get together, I'm coming to party. Right? Absolutely. I'm trying to get to, where are you at, Bridget? What state are you in?
South Carolina. South
Carolina. See, I always wanted to live in the Carolinas. I love the Carolinas. I always wanted that was going to be my retirement place. And me and Mark actually have been talking lately about selling our house and moving somewhere else. So just because we have a lot of yard to take care of and, memories here and things that we just would rather not. So we're very much, we've had a rough year, and it was all here in this house, most of it, So it's a little tough. So
if you're a fan of spring starting in February, definitely move to South Carolina.
I know, to somewhere where the weather is nicer. It doesn't have to be 0 snow, you know what I'm saying? But just where the weather is nicer. Here in Michigan, we freeze to death for 6 months out of the year. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I left Wisconsin. The number one reason was something else, but number two was definitely the snow and the cold, because with my fibro and neuropathy in the wintertime, the cold,
I
was bedridden all winter long. And when you have kids, you cannot be bedridden.
Right. Exactly.
And I mean, now I still deal with a lot of pain. I still deal with a lot of the neuropathy and fibro issues. Like I have to wear, if I wear pants, they have to be flared legged because I cannot have them touching my legs. But I don't have to be bedridden because it's cold outside. Because the colder it is, and it just increases the amount of pain that I have to deal with.
And there's a lot of people like that. And Mark has the rheumatoid arthritis. So our idea of moving somewhere that's not necessarily no snow, but somewhere that has better climate would make a world of difference for him as well. So that, that's another thing, that we're considering. So the Carolinas are like my favorite place. And, his family's native, and they all live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is the second part of Michigan, if you're not familiar. And that is like a whole different world there. I'm just telling you, it's a whole different world. People are totally different. It's a different world up there. And he would like to build a log cabin there, which I'm all for, except for there's 10 foot of snow in the winter. 12 foot of snow. It's below zero most of the winter. And I'm like, we would have to be snowbirds or something if we did that. If we moved to the UP, we'd have to snowbird somewhere in the wintertime so that, his arthritis didn't, put him to a point of incapacitated,
Right.
Where what, the Nutcracker? What were you saying, Diane? Oh. Up at the Sudi. Yeah, I know it's beautiful up there, isn't it, Dina? Version of the house sounds like a dream. I love living in North Carolina. North Carolina, I have a friend that does he runs tours for whitewater rafting in North Carolina. And on the French Broad River there, I don't know if it runs into South as well, but no. Okay.
I haven't been here long enough to know. I don't know.
Okay. Well, he runs whitewater rafting. He takes people on whitewater rafting trips on the French Broad, which is a class 3. If you've ever whitewater rafted, that's a serious whitewater rafting trip. The only next step is 4, and it stops at 4. So 3 is pretty serious. A lot of waterfalls and rocks, and it's serious business. And I love North Carolina. So I would go there to visit with my friends that are running the whitewater rafting company. And then they also got the hot springs and all that kind of stuff. I go horseback riding while I was there. And I just absolutely fell in love with North Carolina. And I thought the Carolinas, period. Not that I have anything against South Carolina, the Carolinas, period. I absolutely love it. As a truck driver, I had to go to South Carolina quite a bit, back and forth, all over. The only place that I didn't end up going, I'm going to take my jacket off. I literally ran in from the doctor and sat in this chair. The only state that I haven't been to, other than obviously Hawaii and Alaska, is California. But other than that, I've been to every single state in the United States. So I've been to 47 states out of 48. And honestly, no offense intended, but there's so much stuff going on in California all the time. I don't even know that I want to, maybe, I'll go there like to Oregon or something, step over the line and say, okay, I've been to California. So I got all 48 states. I mean, there's always fires and there's just a lot going on there. So no offense intended towards anyone that lives in, California. It's just, to me, a little scary. I have a niece that lives in California, in San Diego, and actually, believe it or not, it helps run Patreon. You know what Patreon is? It's like a YouTube thing. Patreon, and that's where she's located at. And I want to go and see her someday. It's like I want to go visit her someday. So if I go to California, I'm going to go visit her there and, hang out with her there, because I've never been to visit her there or to be there. So.
Right.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dory did it. She's getting something to eat. Dory did it. Yeah, and it's very expensive to live in California, too. What were you going to say, Bridget? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just said, she always does. Dory did it. She always does.
Yep, she always does. She done did it. Hello, everybody that came in. My brother-in-law has land for sale up at Sugar Island. Like I said, we haven't really decided, but Mark lived here before I moved here. Okay, so this has been Mark's house for, 10 years, and I've lived here 5. Mark lost his wife in this house, okay, before me. My mom, we lost here. You know what I'm saying? I still picture his daughter that we lost this year, on the back porch. It's just too many memories here, and we just decided, you know what? Maybe we could go somewhere else, And so we haven't fully decided where. I would like to move to one of the Carolinas, he's talking about the UP, so maybe it'll be both, you know, like with snowbird, or I don't know what that's called, snowbirding, where you go in the wintertime, you leave and you go somewhere warm and then you come back in the summer, whatever. That's what he would like to do. So we'll see. You never know.
Right.
You know, Talia's in Canada. I have lots of friends in Canada on the reservation there in Muncie, Ontario. That's where I did a lot of my training back in the day. And my best friend, Cheryl, lives on that reserve there in Ontario. Yeah, Canada's awesome. I love Canada. Love all my Canadian friends. I have lots and lots of them. And it's only a 4-hour drive up to where, you know, Muncie, Ontario is. So it was never really that big of a deal to go visit her, you know?
Right. Now, I've been to Canada quite a few times. I actually had 3 fish mounted from up there.
Oh, really? What kind of fish?
I had 2 walleye or no, 3 walleye, 2 regular walleye, and the third one was a blue walleye.
Oh, wow. I love walleye. We cook it all the time. Yum. Yeah, I love walleye.
It was because of that blue walleye that our friend up in Canada, see, my great grandmother is full-blooded Native, and but I look very much Irish.
Yeah, look at me. I'm 3/4 Native, and look at me. I'm very much Irish. Very much Irish looking.
Native and Italian, and then a lot of issues, and the issues took over.
I bet it just
When I went to fishing one of the trips up there, our friend Alex, who was full-blooded Native as well, he took me in his boat, and Grandma and Grandpa went in their boat, and I had gotten a knot in my fishing line. And shortly thereafter, after I unknotted it, I caught a blue walleye, which is only in one lake in Canada. So, you know,
yeah, they're pretty rare. Yeah. I've never even seen one. So
they're gorgeous. But because of that fishing trip, he said that after that, my squaw name was Patience.
You got the name Patience, huh? That's 2 names. In the Native American culture, you have 4 names before you pass. I'm on my last one. So you've got 2 names now, Bridget and Patience. I want to move to one of those Carolinas. I know, right? Oh, man, they're so awesome there. You love maple syrup. I like maple syrup, but I'm not a big sugar person. I never have been. I'm not much into sweets. I don't use jelly and all that. I just have never been a sweets person. And I remember as a kid liking maple syrup, but I don't know. I don't have a taste for sweets. I don't like fried food. I'm really weird. I don't like everything that other people love. I don't like. Like, I don't like fried food. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of red meat. If I'm going to eat red meat, I like to eat buffalo. That's my favorite. But, you know, you can't get that every day. So, I mean, I probably could, but, you know, it's not in the local Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I'm not big on red meat, and I don't eat fried food, and I don't eat sugar, and I don't eat condiments. And, you know, it's not that I'm picky. It's just that I just don't care for it. I mean, you know, if they put mayonnaise on my sandwich at a restaurant, I'm not going to throw it in the garbage. But, you know, I'm not going to put the mayonnaise on my sandwich at home, you know. That's
the only weirdo like that. The king laughs at me all the time because I don't use ketchup. I don't use mayonnaise. I don't use mustard. I don't.
I will take a tortilla. This is what I do almost every day. You guys are going to laugh at me. No condiments whatsoever. Cheese, sometimes something else like a hard salami, maybe. But most of the time it's just cheese and a tortilla, and that's my meal. So silly. Oh, thank you, Kendra, for the new puppies coming. I know I'm so excited. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I love puppies. And Mark is the best puppy dad. Oh my gosh, he's got the heat lamp. He's got him right next to him in the bed so he can take care of him at night because I'm in a coma. I have to take medication to go to sleep. So he's got it right there, so he can, oh man, I'm up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't get up till 10, 11 o'clock. Once I take my medication, I might get 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. So, and that isn't very often, to be honest. But Mark is like the best dad ever. He's like, we got a pen for next to the bed with the heat lamps and all that stuff. And then when they get a little bit older, we have a pen that we put out in the kitchen den area. And Gypsy's such a wonderful mother that she lets the other dogs come in and play with the babies. I mean, she's so sweet. She's not an aggressive mom. And what's really funny is Fancy Pants, my older Frenchie. She was fixed a long time ago. My son only lets them have 2 litters and he gets them fixed. So when she was a retired mom, I took her. And she's seen those puppies in there and she goes walking there, lays down for them to nurse, like, oh, I'm like, Nancy or Fancy, you are not nursing puppies. Get out of there. Yeah, Mark is a wonderful puppy daddy. And we are both super duper excited. Can't wait. That little piggy, I just want.
Well, I got her because the king told me I couldn't have a puppy, right?
Oh, is that the story? Oh, okay. Did not know that. You're not allowed to have a puppy, so you could have a piggy. Oh, gotcha. Smart girl.
Well, I mean, he said no puppy. He didn't say no piggy.
That's true. That is true. Now he's like, damn, I should have put piggy on the list too, man.
In reality, there was the day we knew for sure we were getting her. There was one that was black, looked a lot more like my male. That person was willing to deliver Piglet. But I had been seeing videos with a Piglet that looked like her. And I've been showing them to the king and just, pushing and pushing because, when he was recovering, my pig and my goat were unfortunately harmed by the neighbor's dogs.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about that. That's pretty tragic, man.
He promised to, obviously you can't replace them, but yeah, he promised to get me another one when we could. And so when I found her, I really, really wanted her, but I'm not the type of person that's going to make someone go out of their way for something that I want.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I'll settle for something else before I'll say, no, really, that's the one I want, even though that one takes more.
Yeah.
But I really, really wanted her, and he could tell, and he's such a wonderful man. He's like, baby, I really think that you will be happier if we go down and get her. And especially knowing that she really needed somebody. The lady her, the mama passed away. And so she was feeding tiny piglets while having 3 children in car seats and working full time.
Oh my gosh. Wonder Woman.
So obviously her hair's on end. She's running ragged and she really just couldn't keep up. But she wanted somebody that had, experience with very small young ones because she was only 3 weeks old when I got her.
Oh wow. Oh, so you're her mama. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
You're her mama. Oh yeah.
She follows me around. If I'm standing at the sink doing dishes, she is directly between my feet sleeping.
Yeah, that's how my kitty is because I got her real young and whatever. I'm her mom. That's all there is to it. I'm her mom, She, because I had to feed her and all that kind of stuff. And I actually got her, I said to, I'm sorry, something just fell onto my foot. I got her because I lived in Kentucky at the time and I had mice. I lived in a cornfield and the mice were trying to take over my house, and it did not matter what I did to keep the mice out. You know, I had a clean house. It wasn't that. I had mouse traps. I did everything I could think of, short of poison. I don't get into that, but you know, short of poison, I did everything I could to keep the mice out, and I could not sealing stuff with that spray foam stuff. I don't know what it's called. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, sealing around plumbing to make sure. I tried everything, and the mice were still coming in. And so I went to the shelter, and this lady said, we've got all these little tiny ones that aren't even, you know, and but this one here, she's pretty aggressive. She might be a good mouser. And I brought her, and man, talk about a mouser, man. Boom, boom, boom. Those mice were gone as soon as she was able, you know. Perfect, perfect. So I brought her here, and she's used to Kentucky weather, and it's like I'll open the sliding glass door, and she'll walk up and she'll look out like this, and then she'll go. She'll back up. No, I'm good. You know, but she likes to hunt the mice and the chipmunks and the moles, and I mean, you name it. She's hunting out there because we have woods behind us, and she's out there hunting all the time. Then she comes home, you know, every couple hours, and you know, whatever. So
My outside boys brought home a full-size rabbit the other night.
oh wow.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure how they got it into the pen because we have our backyard fenced in for the dogs, so I don't have to chain them. You know,
right.
just go out, do their business, come back in. Yeah, the cat brought a full-size rabbit into the chained-in yard. I'm not sure how
That
they got it in there, but
wow. I wonder if they jumped the fence with it or something. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
it was as big as the cat.
Wow. I have no clue, man.
I
Unless you
love
got a gap under your fence that'll, you know, that's the only thing I could figure. Wow. Let's see.
but when they're determined, they're gonna do it.
Let's see. Diane, I know. I've been glancing over at the chat here. Dory, you know the way here. I'll let you know when ready. I'll hire you one day, and when I decide to move, I'm going to need lots of help. They're talking about Diane Major saying something about selling her house, and
I know Dory's been over at Granny D's here lately.
yeah, I seen that. Dory just says, "No, Mama G, no what?" And Crystal's saying that Canella stares at the rabbits in their yard. She doesn't go after them; she stares at them.
Probably like, "Ooh, you look like fun."
Dad said no puppies. Okay, what is Dory telling Mama G know about here? I gotta see. I'm nosy. I gotta see. Oh no, that isn't what I wanted to do. Okay, I missed something. Diane, moving is a nightmare, but it's the best spring cleaning you can do. Yes, absolutely. That is faux show. And Mel, there are puppies at my local shelter. Aw. Hello, Lana. Dory, I'll save the yarn. Okay, I don't know what's going on. No fires, right? Oh, there must be something going on where Dory's at. Her cat brings Helix's cat brings them yellow finches regularly.
Mm,
Wow. Now that's a feat right there, catching a finch.
right, they're
They're
quick.
quick, man. Holy cow. Krista says, I think Canella doesn't know what to do with rabbits.
Yeah,
Maybe-
Cassie wouldn't know what to do. She's caught one mouse in her whole life, and I was really shocked at that. And then she wouldn't eat it.
yeah. Oh, no.
Like, here, Mom.
No, TT, well, she likes to torture that. I swear she does. It's like they'll still be alive and she'll let them go for a second and then she grabs them again. And she lets them go for a second, then she grabs them again. And then once in a very great while, well, we find a carcass on the back porch or something. And I always got to check, especially in the springtime, because of the dogs going out there. I don't want, Yeah, TT she is a hunter, and there's nothing going to stop her. If we don't let her outside when she wants to go outside, she will climb you like a tree with claws out. She's going out whether you like it or not. So, okay, all right then, it's like, you
Well,
win.
yeah, those claws come out. I ain't fighting that.
Grab her yarn and light a match. No way, G. That's gonna say no, G.
That's like that's a prison level offense.
Yeah,
Grabbing young lighting a match.
yeah, no kidding. She says, D, I said my next move, I'll grab my yarn and then light a match. So apparently she doesn't want to move all of her yarn, which I totally get because I'm going to be moving sometime in the near future. Yeah. Canela will catch lizards, mosquito hawks, and crickets, and she'll eat them. So she's just going after the little prey, not my kitty. No, and obviously not Bridget's. She carried a full-grown rabbit to her yard. Oh my goodness! In 34 more years of living here, it's a crazy amount. Okay, I'm missing something. Eat the
Oh,
yarn and Canela.
when we moved into here, now I've been stashing down the entire time we've lived here. It'll be 6 years in May, the end of May, that we've since we bought this house. No, 5 years since we bought this house. And I've been stashing down the entire time. I've eliminated one full 25 cubicle of yarn. But when we first moved here, there was a good 30 large moving boxes just in yarn.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It by far was the largest room and number of boxes of any other room in the house.
That's
Minus,
what happens when you're a yarnaholic, man. I'm telling you, that's what happens. We all do that to ourselves.
and I mean, to be fair though, like most of my yarn was like $1 clearance hauls,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
you know me, I'm a bargain shopper, man. I'm a bargain shopper. There's sales going on and I think it's worth it. I'm getting it. And not just for giveaways for myself as well. I'm a bargain shopper. I have no qualms with using cheaper yarn like Red Heart or the ones that people go, oh, that's cheapy yarn. I have no problem with using it. I Hirschner's, Premier, I have no problem. And I Red Heart all day. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. And the bougie yarns, that's why I have such a hard time using bougie yarns because I don't mind using the cheaper yarns and the ones I got on sale for $1. And what I don't mind using them. So that's probably why I have such a hard time using my own hand dyed or some bougie yarn I got sitting on the shelf that's been there for a long time. You know.
Right. Now, see, for me, if it is a giveaway item or a like giveaway as in I'm giving it to someone I love or giveaway to the channel or donation type thing, big box store all day long, every single day of the week.
Yeah.
If it's going to be on my body, which is my preferred thing to make,
Yeah, me too. I prefer to
on
make
somebody
wearables.
else's body, then I'm going to use hand dyed, hand spun, or like Pima cotton, something nicer. Um,
If it's going to be
so
up
it
against
really
your
depends on
skin, but if it's going to be a cardigan or something, I'm not picky. But if it's going to be like a top, you want that soft, the softer, nicer yarn. But if it's going to be a cardigan or a poncho or a shawl, something like that you're putting over other clothing, it don't make a bit of difference to me. It can be the scratchy Noro, it could be the whatever. I think Noro's scratchy, but it's intended to be that way. That's the way they make their yarn. That's their brand. And but like I said, I'm very sensitive to textures and to me it's like, why is this $50 a ball? But the colors are so beautiful and the way that it's spun is so beautiful that's why. I know why, but yeah, I'm very texture. I like soft yarns. I don't like things that are going to catch on my fingernails or Yeah, no.
Yeah, I want my yarn to be nice. I want to
Yeah.
be able to throw it on whether I'm wearing a t-shirt under it or not. And if
Oh,
I
okay.
can't wear it without a t-shirt, I'm probably not going to use it to make something for me.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's,
Okay, I see your point.
and also you got to remember I live in South Carolina, so even like I have a dress, a pineapple stitch dress. It's a beach cover up that added sleeves to. Now it's made out of Red Heart Super Saver ombre, beautiful colorway. Love the colorway. I can only wear that dress with the great big giant holes in it in the wintertime. Because if
And
I
what?
wear it in the summer down here, even like over like a bikini, I will be sweating so bad I'll damn near pass out.
Really? Wow.
The humidity down here mixed with acrylic yarn is for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Or I made the king a cabled stitched sweater. It was a bod pattern. I made it out of the gray color in the Red Heart Super Saver. He absolutely loves that sweater, but in the 5 years that he's had it, he's worn it 4 times, because even on the coldest days here in South Carolina, he can't wear it without sweating to death.
Now, what is like your, like in the wintertime, what is the coldest it gets there?
Low 30s generally. I've
No, that's
seen
not bad. Yeah.
snow 3 times since 2012, and those 3 times have not even accumulated up to an inch.
Oh, wow. That must
Like,
be nice.
like you and I, we sleep in during the daytime because we go to bed so late in the morning. Um, but generally, by the time you or I would get out of bed, you might get to go, oh, look at that! I thought I seen snow on the ground. And Mark can tell you, yes, dear, there was snow on the ground this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, when the weatherman says, hey, it's going to snow on Friday and it's Monday, be prepared for the entire store, all the stores, to be out of bread, milk, and eggs for the entire week. And
Right.
they might close school on Wednesday.
Yeah, and all the
Preparing
toilet
for the
paper's
snow.
gone. Yeah.
And I wish I was over exaggerating or joking, but they really do that. They will close schools a couple days early, preparing for the snow that's
That may
coming.
or may not happen. Yeah.
And it,
I know when I lived in Kentucky, I lived in Tennessee for a while, and then I moved to Kentucky. And when I lived in Kentucky, I'm from Michigan, so I'm used to having lots of snow. Well, I'm in Kentucky, and they got like a quarter inch of snow, maybe a half inch. I don't know. It wasn't very much. And I was trying to get home, and it was evening, and this lady in a minivan was in front of me, and I'm in Kentucky. We're going on these windy roads. And here's this lady, and I'll bet you she wasn't doing 20 miles an hour. And she was like going like this all over the lane, too. Like she was afraid she was going to slide. So she was trying to slide against it. I could see her doing it. I'm thinking to myself, my God, woman, pull over. I will drive you home. This is ridiculous. Like, oh my goodness. And you can't, because it's windy road, you can't go around someone. So I was stuck doing the because people aren't used to having any snow, and they got half inch. Everything, the whole town was closed down. No school, no church, no groceries. It was insane. I just thought, wow.
everyone at the King's work this winter, we got a half an inch of snow, and everyone for 2 or 3 days with 4-wheel drive vehicles were calling into work.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, I drive a
I
Toyota
still
Scion,
down.
rear-wheel drive Scion, little bitty matchbox car. I mean, the pig weighs more than the car does, I tell you what.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'm not driving in it for fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't get these people. Oh, everybody's offering to help Diane Major move. She must be getting ready to move or something. I've missed so much of the chat. It always happens when I'm chit chatting with somebody. So I'm sorry if I missed it. Hello, Rusty. I seen that you come in. Hello. I got a little package for you guys heading that way here in a minute. The people here drive like it's race car drivers. Yep, yep, yep. Same here. And I live on a dirt road, and they don't like. We just finally got the grader here. We couldn't hardly even get out of our driveway, because they don't plow when you live on a dirt road because for obvious reasons. And it'll just get hard from people driving over it and turn into ice. So then our whole road is just a sheet of ice, and they can't do anything about it. They did come through once and put sand on it or something, I think, but that was about the extent of it. So the grader's out here, and the graders our UPS truck couldn't come down the road. Everybody was doing like 2 miles an hour or whatever. But when it snows, it fills in those holes and it's not so bad. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, we don't have a dirt road. Now, there are tons of them down here. Almost everybody lives on a dirt road.
Yeah. Yeah, we live on a dirt road, we're a little ways from town and all that, but it's mostly farmland around us, So there's, less people, more animals, less people, more animals is the way I'd put it. So I enjoy living here, but Mark's right. There's a lot of depression that comes in this house, so we need to go. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I haven't decided where or when or how or what or whatever, but that's what the plan is. It's bad, I'm sorry.
You're not in a hurry though, too, because especially right now, the market is so crazy. Houses are going for astronomical prices, and they're not worth the price. Even the ones that are built brand new, they're building housing developments down here like they're dime a dozen. They're everywhere now.
Yeah, they're not using the best of materials to do so either. Yeah.
They're not. I would much rather, honestly, if I was going to buy a house, instead of buying one of those new cookie cutter houses, I would go and get a double wide, a manufactured home. They're actually a lot better built than these cookie cutter.
Some of the other houses, I agree. Did you see my rug? I know you were busy. I'm doing my honeybee rug for my kitchen out of that t-shirt yarn. And this is the black that Mara helped me get because I looked everywhere for it. I just started it last night, but I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. Because I got the honeybees all over my kitchen. And so I figured, I need new rugs anyway. So I figured I'd make me some honeybee rugs, but that's my latest whip for right now. I'm like I said, I want to make stuff for the Podiversary, and then I want to use your yarn. I just want it to be the perfect project, and that's the thing, like it needs to, like because it's a big skank. Listen to me, Mama G, you're rubbing off on me, damn it. Hank and a small Hank, and so I believe that might have been meant to make a pair of socks. I've never made a pair of socks in my whole life, so it's not going to be socks.
The little Hank, what I did is when I made yours, I put half the fiber on one bobbin, half the fiber on another. Now, I'm not a machine, so one bobbin got a little bit more fiber than the other one, so it had extra length on the second bobbin. So with that second bobbin, I didn't want to throw that single away. So what I did is I hand plied it and plied it onto itself. And so that's what the mini bobbin is, the same exact yarn, just plied a different way.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I thought that was like, a sock set. You know how you get to buy the sock sets? And I thought that that's what that is. Okay. So I could get away with a cowl or something like that out of it, I think. And maybe use the mini for the, fringe or the border or something like that. Okay. I'm glad we talked about this because I've been thinking I've never made a pair of socks in my life. I don't know what to do with this.
Well, if you ever need to, I have a tutorial for that too.
Yeah, well, I know you do, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I don't know if I can handle that one, man. I really don't know if I can handle that one.
Honestly, with all the I've not done a ton of knitting, but with the knitting that I've done, socks, I know everyone's afraid of them, but they're so easy. Like
That
You
just
knit.
looks like a craziness to me. Antoinette just made me the most gorgeous socks. I don't know if you've seen them. Oh my God. And she made them out of my own hand dyed for me. And I was like, I was telling Kitty's been yarnified the other day. I was like, I don't think I can wear them. They're so too special. I just want to look at them. She's like,
Your feet
"That's
look
great." I
They
know
really
that.
do. It,
I want to ruin them.
there's something special about wearing a pair of hand knit socks.
Oh,
They
I had them on. I had them on, but I just didn't want to like wear them and get them dirty or put them in my shoe and wear out a spot or something. I was just terrified. So
get yourself some wool
goofy.
wash, and then after you wear them, you soak them in the sink or in a bowl with a little bit of wool wash. Let them soak for an hour. Lay them flat to dry. You wear them again. There's
Mandy
nothing.
wants to know how big is the piggy going to get? I know you had said earlier, but Mandy would like to know.
25 to 35 pounds.
Yeah, so about the size of my little doggies.
Yeah.
Oh, Beth Scott knit a pair of socks for a friend yesterday. Just like that. Yesterday.
When the king was in the hospital with the pneumonia, when I almost lost him, I was
Yeah,
knitting
that's horrible.
every single day I went up by him. I knit a sock. I was cranking them out because that was
You made a, wait a minute, let me repeat that. You made a sock a day?
yep.
Holy Toledo, man.
But in fairness, I wear shorty socks. So I'm making a cuff that's 10, 12 rounds, and then I'm making the ankle of the socks, which I usually do 15 to 20 rounds. Pop a heel on. I have itty bitty tiny feet, so I only have to do about 50 rounds for the foot and then do the toe.
Yeah,
And
that's like Antoinette got hold of me and she was like, well, what size shoe do you wear? I wear a 5. I mean, I have little feet, you know. And she goes, yeah, she's new to it. And did you find out how many puppies they're going to have? Kinder are between 4 and 6 from the ultrasound. We're not sure. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I hate that brain fart. Oh, about my feet now. So she goes, well, what size shoe do you wear? And I'm like, a 5. And she's like, well, she's kind of new to it. She goes, okay, well, I'm going to try this heel. And I said, don't even worry about the heel. I'd rather have a tube sock, to be totally honest with you, because every sock I buy, the heel is up on the back of my leg. They
right.
never fit because my feet are so tiny. They never fit. And so I'd much rather have a tube sock. She goes, you know what? I never thought about that. I said, Jess, just make me tube socks. And I'm so excited. I got a pair of hand knit by Antoinette tube socks in my own hand dyed yarn. Could be more perfect. And then you guys expect me to wear them. I just,
Yeah. For anybody that wants to knit socks for other people, and you don't know how to size them by them telling you I've got this size shoe, you can have that person step on a piece of paper and trace their foot out.
yeah.
And of course, if you go toe up, you go from the toe to the start of the heel, and then you put your heel on and then do your cuff. If you're going cuff down, you do your cuff, your leg, and then you do your heel and then knit until you get to where your toes start, and then you start the toe section on your sock.
And that makes perfect sense. Yeah. My mom, I don't know what she used to trace my feet for all the time. I think making moccasins and stuff. I don't know. She used to trace my feet all the time. And we made a lot of moccasins. So maybe that's what it was, moccasins. But my feet never grew, It's like they got to be a certain, that was it. That was done, So
I always say I'd look awful funny if my feet were any bigger because I'm all of 5'2".
I'm 5 foot. So yeah, if my feet were any bigger, I'd look like, yeah, it would definitely be a little weird. I'm so glad you came on here with me, Bridget. I really enjoyed your company. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. But my voice is starting to go, if you haven't noticed. And we've been on here for an hour 45. So I think we're going to call it done. Is there anything else you'd like to show, say? you know, if you got something coming up on your channel, like I said, go over and subscribe to my friend Bridget. She's lovely, as you guys can tell. And she's a very talented lady, very down to earth, good people. And that's what like, those are the kind of people I like to surround myself with. So I would think that you guys in my group would feel the same. So go over and check Bridget out. But is there anything you'd like to show? Tell us something coming up.
Well, I do Witchy Wednesdays, which I have witch themed projects or things that make my witchy heart go thump thump thump.
You know, I collect witches. I have them all over the place. I always dressed up at Halloween as a witch. Always. Well, as soon as I grew out of my clown costume, then I got to be a witch for the rest of, you know. And so, yes, I have a special place in my heart for the black pointed hats and the capes and yeah, I love it all. I love it all.
And then we do Frantic Friday. We have a mosaic make along going along for the entire year. If you make a mosaic blanket and send me a picture, and you get a free bag. You know, possibly a free bag for that. Not only do I have it for everybody, I have a members only one going on, but that one's ending end of this month and the next month. I can't remember. But in place of my mosaic this month, I've got the corner to corner stormtrooper, because obviously, you know, commissions have to come before personal projects. I always have my website, and if there's anything that you're looking for that you have seen me make in the past, I do special commissions on request. I don't put them on the website because, like I said, there's already so much stuff on there that people sometimes get confused with my website. So I just want to try to keep it as simple as possible, but with also showing the things that I have available. And if there's a fabric on that you are looking for that I don't have on my site, all you have to do is email me and say, hey, Bridget, I'm looking for Dragon Ball Z. I'm looking for Martians. Whatever it is, if it's naughty or nice, because I'll do the naughty stuff for you too. Because some of us have, you know, the naughty sense of humor, which is perfectly fine. I have it as well. I just don't do it on video. But I'm willing to do that for you, no problem. You just tell me what it is you're looking for. I go and I pick out 5 or 6, whatever, 2, 3, whatever, for you to choose from. You let me know, okay, I want this one. You pay for your bag or what you're looking for. I order that fabric up, and the second that it comes into my house, generally I have everything else ready to go. Your bag gets made up that night the second I get your fabric, and in general, now it's not guaranteed, but 99.9% of the time, your bag leaves my house the very next day.
And that's a fact. I want to say, Zoila, will you drop Ganny Joe's channel? Because we're doing a D-rate over to Ganny Joe's. It's Thursday night, and Ganny Joe always has her live after. I didn't want to forget to say that. So if you would, Zoila, or whoever, could you please, or Diana D, could one of you drop Ganny Joe's? Oh, there we go. Remember, Ganny Joe goes live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So head on over there and check out Ganny Joe. I'm Eastern, so that would be, so she goes on in about 45 minutes. So that gives you time to go eat dinner, get yourself something to drink, and kick your feet up, and then make sure you go over and see our friend Ganny Joe. Okay, continue, Bridget. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to forget to say that.
You're fine. I think that's about it for me. I do my live with Mel. If you guys know our girl Mel, she still needs a few watch hours. So please, please, please go pick a couple of her videos.
Oh, okay.
Mel really, she's almost there. Every time she'll have the 4,000. It doesn't update in time, and you know they take some off, and she's not quite there. So she really needs, you know, even if 10 or 15 of us go and watch one live or 2 or 3 of her videos, it would mean the world to me to get her there.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I will definitely do that.
One of the biggest things about my channel and about me is I champion our ladies. Not to take anything away from the fellas. Fellas are wonderful. I love the fellas, but my heart beats for the ladies. My intent is to make sure that all the ladies know how absolutely wonderful and phenomenal and worth it they are. So, part of the way I do that is by telling everybody about the amazing ladies that I have met on these streets. And you guys make them feel so loved and so appreciated. And that means the
Yes,
absolute world to me.
me
I
too.
mean, gifts are wonderful. Happy Mail is fabulous. But if you really, really, really want to make my heart dance and sing, pay attention to some of the friends that I have and watch a few of my videos. That's
Yeah,
all.
exactly. Yeah, I second that. Yeah, because without the people in this community, we wouldn't have channels.
Yep.
Simple as that. You know, and although I appreciate Happy Mail, this channel and being able to talk with y'all means more to me than anything.
Yep.
That to me is so important to help boost up other channels, help each other out, make this a loving community instead of a drama community or a mean or whatever. I try my very best, surround myself with, like I said, the real people like Bridget, like my friends. You guys know my friends. And these are real people. They're the same on screen as they are behind screen. We're just everyday normal people. And we deeply, deeply care for our family that we create on YouTube. And it's so, so important to show each other love. Them watch hours. Mel needs them watch hours. How many people are here? I don't know. But, however many people are here, go watch for an hour. You watch for an hour and you're helping her get there, and it's just, a matter of helping each other, boosting each other up, getting the word out when we got stuff going on. I mean, I love that about this community. And I totally 100% agree with you, Bridget. 100%.
Yeah.
She changed the time from 7 Central to 8. Okay, so that means she goes on in 8 minutes. So we're going to get out of here. I'm about to go speechless here in a second. And I need to get something to drink real quick. And thank you so much, Bridget. You are welcome anytime. Just let me know when you got the time. You come back up with me. And I love you so much, girlfriend. And you're such a talented lady. Definitely go over there and check out Queen's Crafts by Bridget. Zoila is dropping the links. Candy Joe will be on in 8 minutes. Go get yourself something to drink, but hang out with my friends. Go give Mel some of your watch time hours later on after Candy Joe so we can get Mel to where she needs to be. And I'm so glad to see all my friends that I know have been ill in the chat. I positive vibes, man, love and light. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're all feeling better. It warms my heart. And we're going to get out of here because I'm not going to be able to talk. Love you, Bridget. Love you, everybody. But I got to get off here because I'm losing it. Okay, guys. Good night. I love you. Don't forget about my daughter's video I'm putting up and what it's about, because it's going to be a little confusing. But I will probably, do a little portion of a video before I and pair them together so you know what's going on. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Go over there, give Danny Joe some D and Bridget hugs, and we will see you guys later. Bye for now.